Hello, and welcome to the channel. Merry Christmas, everyone! And happy holidays to those who don't celebrate. I didn't expect my release schedule to align so perfectly, but woo! We're doing our 4th Genshin Miku. If you're new here, we're making a Hatsune Miku design for each element and region of Genshin Impact. In the spirit of gacha, we're choosing the region, element, and weapon at random and creating a splash art of the final design. With the explanations out of the way, it's time for the gachapon to give us our prompt. For this Miku, we get Cryo, Liyue, and Catalyst. Liyue is Genshin's second region to be released. Inspired by China and its culture, it's the economical center of Teyvat, the world where the game takes place, with its currency Mora being named after and created by the Geo-Archon Morax. But that's not really important for what we're doing. Liyue is an expensive region that has a lot to offer in terms of character ideas and inspiration. Because of that, I did have a bit of trouble coming up with ideas. So I decided that since I'd made Geomiku a musician, I could do that for Cryomiku as well. Fun fact, Genshin has 2 Cryo Catalyst users as of now, Charlotte and Wriothesley, I don't know how you say his name, with 1 more on the way. And both of them have attack animations that involve them using an object you wouldn't usually associate with casting cryo attacks. Charlotte uses her camera, and Wriothesley, I don't know how you say his name, uses giant gauntlets. I thought it would be fun to do something similar with Miko, with her using her instrument to attack opponents. I settled on a dizi, a Chinese flute made of bamboo used in traditional Chinese operas. With the instrument chosen, I come up with a little backstory for her. She would be a fan of Yunjin, another character created to honor Chinese opera, and her dream would be to perform in her opera troupe as a musician. With that idea in place, I moved on to her design. I wanted to give her a bird theme, mostly because of the association between bird singing and flutes. I sketched out her outfit and tried a magpie color scheme, but she looked a little too close to Shenhe, so I switched to a swallow. And yes, I know what some of the Genshin connoisseurs are thinking. That sounds suspiciously like Lanyan, who's also from Liyue, and is also sparrow themed. Didn't you say in other videos that you wanted to avoid making your Mikus look like pre-existing characters? Lanyan didn't exist when I drew Cryo Miku, and I found out about her while writing the script for this video. Anyway, she's blue now. I gave her a cloak inspired by traditional Chinese kites. The kite design is visible in the back, so it won't be visible in the final splash art. So here's a quick look at what it looks like. With the theme and design settled on, it was pretty easy to come up with her burst. She would use her Ditsu to summon a flock of ice sparrow, bringing cold winds in their wake. I liked the idea of it looking 2D, something similar to how Kazuha's burst looks. Unlike his burst, which has a pretty large field and tends to make visibility very difficult with all the art going around, her burst would be a lot smaller, with the art being visible only for the beginning of the burst, leaving only swallows and a few snowflakes for the rest of it. I don't know if I'm explaining it super well. It's very clear in my head, but I feel like I'm not describing it quite that well. For her personality, I really liked the idea of her looking refined and confident while she's performing, but as soon as she has to do anything else, she becomes a shy, awkward mess. The idea was that she'd spent most of her childhood training to become as talented as she is, at the expense of her social life. So while she's good at navigating the music world and interacting with people when it comes to her job, she gets tongue-tied everywhere else, especially around people her own age. She was isolated from her peers from a young age to focus on music, and while she thankfully is very passionate about her art, the end result is still pretty sad. For her outfit, I didn't want her to look super fancy, but in hindsight, she does look a bit too simple. I do like the general silhouette, but for a Genshin design, it lacks a bit of their usual flair. I did try to make her skirt less flat by adding some simple patterns, and I changed her sleeves and some of her bangs, but I think she'd need a second design pass for me to be truly happy with her outfit. Will she get that second design pass one day? Well, And here's the final splash art. For her burst, she plays a tune on her Ditze, summoning a flock of ice sparrows, bringing with them a gust of frigid winds and dealing AoE cryo damage. Once released, the sparrows will fly around the active character, rushing toward surrounding enemies and dealing additional cryo damage. For her normal attacks, she performs 3 icy strikes by playing on her Ditze, dealing cryo damage. For her elemental skill, Cryomiku does an evasive maneuver, taking to the sky and dealing a small amount of cryo damage to opponents close to her during her takeoff. Once airborne, the player can tap the attack button, making her throw a single ice sparrow at an opponent. Holding the attack button allows her to aim before throwing. After releasing her ice sparrow, she will immediately fall back down. Cryomiku can only stay airborne for a few seconds. Miku's Ice Sparrow will attack the closest opponent before flying to the next. It can hit up to 4 enemies before disappearing. If there are less than 4 enemies on the field, the Ice Sparrow will simply fly back and forth between them. Cryomiku is a skilled Ditze player, classically trained from a young age. She greatly admires Yunjin and the Yunhan Opera Troupe, and dreams of one day playing in one of their operas. Her motives for joining them don't seem entirely focused on advancing her musical career. While she may appear self-assured and refined while playing, she's a very shy and awkward person, only becoming confident with her Ditze in hand. Perhaps being surrounded by like-minded people could help her become more social. And there we go! Despite previously saying I think she needs another design pass, I do like her overall design. I think now that I'm delving more into Genshin's design sensibilities, I can tell that she needs more detailing to really feel like a character from the game, and that's making me more critical. That is why, dear viewers, I defer to your thoughts and judgment. Do you like her design? Would you pull for her? I love reading your thoughts on my design, so please share them. And before we end this video, thank you to everyone who's left comments, likes, and subscribed. There's so many of you compared to last time. I'm super grateful we're all enjoying this series. If you don't want to miss the next Miku design, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified once I post the next video. Thanks for watching and see you next year. Bye bye!